Welcome, watchers, to another review episode of the Lunch Table Podcast, brought to you by Anchor, where we talk to you about your favorite movies and shows and bring new perspectives to life. Obviously, by the title, today we're talking about the latest installment of Marvel's What If, Episode 6, What If Killmonger Saved Tony Stark? My name is Dylan, and co-hosting this discussion is my Chief of Security. What's up, Akram? How did you react to this episode?
Hey, what's up, Dylan? I really did enjoy this episode. I love Killmonger. I like Michael B. Jordan a lot as an actor. I thought his performance here is really good. Also, Tony Stark. I mean, it wasn't, Robert Downey Jr.
It wasn't Robert.
It was a great performance, though. I think it sounded pretty close. How about, did you enjoy it, Dylan?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the well-written episodes of this series. I think my closest favorite would have to be the T'Challa episode, ironically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely a what if kind of story, right? Because it was like a whole different story, and it makes you realize like how essential Tony Stark was to the Avengers timeline, right? But yeah, Killmonger was definitely, he stole the show the whole time, and then he was definitely the star, and everybody else was just playing his game, right? But yeah, it definitely begs the question, who was the real villain? Was Tony Stark? Like, if you think about it, like, did Tony Stark kill more people in his career than Killmonger? Just something to think about.
In a way, he did. Yeah, that's a good question. In a way, he did, and I like that. I feel like that's really compelling for his character. It's just, how much he's changed. But if he didn't change, right, we see how arrogant he is, and he didn't really do much good in this episode. He was still, like, he felt like a bad guy, like just an asshole, you know what I mean? He kind of felt like Obadiah.
He was Justin Hammer, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
right.
an arms dealer. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. I liked it. I mean, he, like Michael B. Jordan's character, Killmonger, played everybody like a fiddle. But
he was on some Emperor Palpatine level of master manipulation.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, he obviously, he played on Tony's hunger for can we do it, not should we do it.
Right.
He played, the Wakandans, like their philosophy of like united culture and family, and then like, the military, like their policy of like global terrorism, and response teams. So yeah, I mean, he really like, he knew what he was doing, right? Even like all the side characters, like Claw, obviously. I mean, I knew he was gonna off him anyway because he did in the movie,
right?
And yeah, I just felt bad for some characters. Some of them were like really like the deaths in this show were like way too casual. Like Tony's death, I feel like they showed like one clip of him, like just like having like a memorial, and then just like, okay, well, what. Now we just don't trust Killmonger. Now it's like there's not even like time to breathe. That's what I don't like about this show, is like the pacing. I feel like sometimes they just rush it a lot. But yeah, and then Rhodey, oh god,
I know,
not my boy.
I know. The pacing, that was always my issue. But I felt like it. I felt like it was gonna end on a cliffhanger, just like the zombies episode. Like at the end, like the robot army will come in, and then it's just like that's how it ends or something. But the pacing was definitely an issue. Some of the deaths, that's the thing. You can't linger around a little bit just to think about it. Everything is like beat by beat. Here you go.
All right.
But awesome performances. Shuri, that's not the original voice of Shuri as well.
I don't think so, yeah.
No, because I was looking at the credits. I was like, oh, wow, there's a lot of people who did like great jobs. I mean, Angela Bassett was here as well. And surprisingly, Paul Bettany as Jarvis again. I mean, that's kind of hard to pull off. Yeah. But I don't know. And my issue also is like, what's up with Tony's face? It's like, I don't know what they did. For me, it didn't resemble. And in this episode, for some reason, I noticed more, which is funny because I didn't notice in the zombies episode. But like this episode, I noticed it definitely resembled a lot of like the Telltale games, like for The Walking Dead or something. I don't know why. It's just something about Tony's face.
The animation in this, that's why I wish they would have done it like Star Wars Vision,
right.
Like at least have like different like animation styles, because the animations are like throwing me off.
Yeah.
It is like a lot, like you said, like a Telltale like kind of animation. I don't know. It's just like, and then like some of the like it just like looks way too dark. Like I feel like the colors or something. I don't know. It's just like really dark sometimes. Unless like shooting like a scene in daylight or something, it's just like hard to see them sometimes.
The lighting and the color grading is like sometimes because I felt like it was really slick what they did with the first episode of Captain Carter, and it had that sepia type of tone. But here it was like uh, it's hit or miss. The same thing goes with like the story or like just the pacing is hit or miss.
Yeah.
And it feels like sometimes like it's a crunch, just to get everything in, every plot point in there. But again, T'Challa was there. That was
Yeah,
weird. I felt weird.
another couple
Yeah,
more lines. Yeah.
that's
It
like
kind of
whoa.
dilutes the T'Challa. Like now I wish they
Yeah,
would have saved the T'Challa episode for like the finale, right?
yeah, exactly. I'm like, damn, you guys brought him back again and then killed him, and I was like, the disrespect here. I was like, damn, like, yo, I don't know. I felt really weird about
I
it.
mean, in my culture, death is not
Yeah.
the so,
I mean, he did have a nice send off, like when Killmonger went into like that plane, and they were speaking a little bit, and he gave some advice or something or a warning. Um, I don't know. It's like I don't know. Seeing him again, unfortunately, it's like for me, it dilutes it and makes it kind of awkward a little bit.
yeah.
The zombie episode was like the most disrespect here. Like it was still like the rivalry of What else? What else do you have on the episode?
Um, I mean, it definitely like spoke. I mean, like with Killmonger, obviously, like we all know his MO. I mean, definitely like speaks volumes to like racial relations, right? I thought Rhodey's death was interesting because it offered that that cliche argument of social reform, like social justice, like diplomatic versus radical change. Like
Yeah.
you have to change the system, or you have to be a part of the system to change it, right?
Hmm.
But then like Killmonger's on the other end of that spectrum, right?
Yeah, I like that. There's definitely a lot of social commentary here. That's what Killmonger is really about too, and in a way, he kind of wants to be a revolutionist later on. I don't know what's his plans going to be. Come on, like I love Killmonger's character. He just has so much anger inside of him every time he speaks. Michael B.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan does a fantastic job portraying that. Anything he could tell me about like a toaster, like the instructions, like where do you think they built that toaster? It's from Wakanda. like I just something about the way how he says it. It's just like I just want to listen. Like
At least we get the free toaster.
oh no, sorry. Oh my god. But
And was that Andy Serkis as Claw too? It sounded
yeah,
like him.
yeah, vibranium.
The
Yeah, that was
the
him.
Americans.
Brings back my when we did that Star Wars What If episode where I compared
Right.
everything to South Africa. So there you go.
Yeah, it was cool seeing Wakanda again one more time, right? I wonder, like if, like I'm surprised, like what was the other bull's name? M'Baku. Like I'm surprised he didn't like try to challenge. Like it would have been cool to see like Killmonger versus M'Baku because we didn't really see that in the movie.
He will kill him. Killmonger will kill M'Baku.
I don't know. It
I
was
feel
a
like he
close
would.
fight. It was a
He
close
would.
fight.
I don't know. Oh, Angela Bassett as well. Like she definitely was like a warrior here. You know what I mean? She definitely like took out a couple.
I was
of
like picturing like Angela Bassett like doing that shit in real life, and she just like starts whooping ass
Right,
like, randomly.
Was she a Dora Milaje? Like her character, like a part of that? Like at some
She
point,
was the general, I think, right?
I don't know, but that makes sense if so. I mean, they were using spears and whatnot. So,
And we didn't see
his friend Chad.
Wakobi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We didn't
I
see
forget that actor's name. Yeah.
He's from Get Out. I don't know. Sometimes when
Yeah.
we record, we get blanks. It's just on the moment. But yeah, no, definitely. It was definitely it missed out. Like well, I guess what I'm trying to say is there were some points that they definitely definitely was devoid of like different characters. It takes place in 2008, right? Because that's the first Iron Man. One thing I'd like to note too is like the Watcher was like saying something about every story has a beginning. I loved when he say that because that's basically the MCU, right? And it's Iron Man.
Yeah.
But like definitely devoid of like some characters. Obadiah is cool to see. I'm like surprised like what happened in the universe in order for him to contract Killmonger.
I got receipts.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love that. I love that. Like he just shows. Like I got to do that in one of my classes in college. But
Right.
like when I'm doing a slideshow.
That's like every girl like with their boyfriend like I got receipts and you
Yeah.
just pull up like a whole profile like terrorist activity.
Oh my gosh! No,
Yeah, it was cool to see Obadiah one more time, even though I don't know why. Like Obadiah was like character just like it's so funny to me.
Oh my gosh!
Tony Stark built a box of scraps.
I thought Killmonger was gonna get a suit. That's what I thought was gonna go on.
Yo, I would have loved to see
I would
that.
love
like,
that.
I would have loved to see like Iron Man tech versus like Wakandan tech.
Yeah.
I mean, we in a way we did see that, right, with the drones, but I would have liked to seen like an Iron Man suit. That's the thing, like with because obviously like he didn't build the arc reactor or the Iron Man suit, so it's a different universe. Also I kind of wish we would have seen like damn, what was his name? Jensen one more time.
Oh,
because Jensen was really the bull that started. Like Jensen was like the rat that started Endgame. Like without
so
Jensen,
true.
like Tony Stark wouldn't have found his humanity, right?
That is very true. That is very true.
Because even like when he discovered like Killmonger was doing shit, right? He was still kind of like an asshole, right? I mean, he found his humanity late, but I don't know.
Absolutely, that is so true. Wow, I didn't even realize that Jensen was such a important character to that. Yeah,
right?
He really is.
He's like the Erskine to Steve Rogers, right? But he's that to Tony, right?
That's a great point.
It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi in a way, right?
Right.
The wise old mentor.
Very good point.
Every great hero needs like a wise old mentor, right? So yeah, it just shows like you take away or you subtract one element from the equation and then it just becomes a whole new algorithm, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this episode is cool though. But yeah, I'm sorry.
We only have how many episodes left?
Ooh, well, first of all, the mid-season trailer kicked off too as well. We don't have much left. There's supposed to be 9 episodes, right? This is episode 6, so
3 more. Yeah, that Captain Carter stealth suit.
Oh, that's interesting. I wish that that she still had a helmet or some shit like that. But yeah, I feel like they're teaming up. I feel like at some point everything crosses over to like some event. Was that
Black Widow also?
Yeah, that's Apocalypse Black Widow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because there's supposed to be an episode. Because see, this episode I thought was gonna be centered around Tony Stark, right? One of the other episodes I thought was gonna be centered around Black Widow, but no, it's Nick Fury. So it's like they keep like throwing people off, which is great. But the like Apocalypse Black Widow I think is coming up pretty soon. Either that or Party Thor. We still need Party Thor. I know I would imagine Apocalypse Black Widow, Party Thor, and then it's the season finale, and I think it's gonna be like a whole team up, which that's pivotal because if they do the pacing bad, right, it's gonna come off like half-heartedly.
Just ends with Hank Pym killing the Watcher.
Somebody takes his eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the episode. I think on the top of my list, it's probably around there.
Definitely,
for sure.
Yeah, it was a very quality episode.
Yeah.
So I hope they really finish strong with these last 3 episodes. It's been an interesting series so far.
Yeah.
Definitely different, I mean, just like narrative and just like, and the animation was like a really interesting choice to like depict a lot of these episodes. I mean, I guess it's, you can't really like show some of these in live action because some of the characters have lost their contracts.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's good and bad with this series. I mean, I'm sure we'll do a finale review.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Overall. But yeah, it's definitely, this episode is definitely on my top 5.
Yep.
So, any closing thoughts?
That's it for me, my friends.
All right. Well, that about concludes our What If episode 6 review. Be sure to check out our previous review episodes if you haven't, and follow us for more content coming soon. You can listen to us on a plethora of platforms such as Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and many more by following us on Anchor. All right, until then, Wakanda forever. Thanks for having lunch with us.
Peace.